Hey everybody, this is Ben back again, and now I'm back for another video in which for today I'm going to now show you guys my Jim Henson VHS collection, in which these are, of course, as you all know, he created the Muppets, and also obviously all these are Muppet related, well, except for one of them, but of course these are but of course for this stuff, these are I'm going to be showing stuff that not only Jim Henson was involved in, like Muppet wise, but also like stuff that the Jim Henson Company made, which back then it used to be called Jim Henson Productions, but then they later renamed it from, the Jim Henson Company. So of course, so these are all stuff that not only the real Jim Henson was involved, but also like stuff that the Jim Henson Company like actually made, which are of course, stuff like movies or even stuff that shows that are like that were made by Jim Henson Productions or even Jim Henson Pictures. So anyways, let's go ahead and get right into this. First up, we have the Muppet movie, which is from 1979, the film is, and this is a 1992 VHS. Yep. Got the label here, it's in a green clamshell, and this is a Canadian copy because there is no print date. And the tape opens with the the license for private home exhibition only screen, and the duplication in whole or in part of this video cassette is prohibited screen. And there's no FBI warning on the opening of the tape, despite it being on the label. So anyways, next up we have The Great Muppet Caper, which is from 1981, the film is, and this is a 1999 VHS, a comically unruly film by the New York Times. This is well, I'll talk about it in a second after I'm done reading this review. The Great Muppet Caper adds up to pure and total enchantment by Rex Reed. Yep, this is the Columbia TriStar version. I don't have the original Jim Henson video version or Buena Vista home video version, but I'm happy with this though. So anyways, next up we have The Muppets Take Manhattan, which is from 1984. It's like a lullaby to Broadway by Time Magazine. Miss Piggy is one of the great showbiz creations of our time by the New York Times. This was also known to be the final film that Jim Henson performed Kermit as well as some of the other characters, because then he died in 1990. And there hadn't been any Muppet like feature-length films like anywhere between that gap. They're just mainly just television stuff and no films. So anyways, next up we have The Muppet Christmas Carol, which is from 1992, the film is, and the VHS is from 1993. This was the first Muppet movie to be made after Jim Henson's death. So you got the label here, and then the print date is August 20th, 1993. Alright, next up is Muppet Classic Theater, which is from, I think, 1994. It's a Muppet, it's like a direct-to-video program. As for television stuff, I don't have, but I do have the Muppet Show on DVD, but I'm not going to show that. I'm just going to only show these. These are basically Muppet versions of, classic tales, like fables, like The Three Little Pigs and King Midas and Rumpelstiltskin, Boy Who Cried Wolf, The Elves and the Shoemaker, and The Emperor's New Clothes. I haven't seen any of these, but I have seen the King Midas one with Kermit, and that one's pretty funny. So here's the label, and the print date is September 1st, 1994. Alright, next up we have Muppet Treasure Island from 1996. A great family film by Good Morning America, ABC TV. And Muppet Treasure Island is a real gem that explodes with wit, weirdness, and wildly inventive fun by the New York Post. These movies were released by Disney, but these weren't released under Walt Disney Home Video. These were released under Jim Henson Video instead of, Walt Disney Home Video. But anyways, print date is June 14th, 1996. Okay, and these last three movies I have right here were made by Jim Henson Pictures. since, like I said, these are all both Jim Henson related stuff, so let's go ahead and get to these. Here's Buddy, which is from 1997. Irresistible, but this year's Babe by Bobby Wygant of the NBC TV, starring Rene Russo, of course. 4 stars, The First Surprise Hit of the Summer by Robert. Can't read the person who did that because of that rip right there, by Buzz Weekly. And then You Cannot Help But Be Won Over by Buddy. It's a great kids movie by Holly Melia of Premiere Magazine, and kids and parents alike will find enchantment in this lively story by Amy Dawes of Daily News. This is a former Blockbuster rental. Hold on, there we go. Okay, next up is Muppets from Space, which is from 1999. The Magic is Back. Well, this and the next one are both from 1999. The Magic is Back by Robert Rosley of LA Times. A Great Movie for the Whole Family by Sandy Newton of CBS KTVT Dallas. All these movies that Jim Henson Pictures made, as we all know, were both released by Columbia Pictures. So yep, got the sticker label there, and that's all there is to say about Muppets from Space. This and the next one both come in these style clamshells. Anyways, finally, we have The Adventures of Elmo and Grouchland, which is also from 99, like I said. There is no critic review on this one. I do have another copy of this, which is without the case, and also also has a sticker label. But this one, however, is in a clamshell, and this one has a vertical ink label, and on top of that, this one has previews on it. Because the one that I have with just the regular sticker label, it does not have previews on it. Sorry, this clamshell isn't closing all the way for some reason. We try to fix it. Yeah, it's kind of the... Oh, sorry. Yeah, the clamshell's not in the best condition, but it is what it is. But anyways, that is it for my Jim Henson VHS Collection video. And, the reason I'm not playing, show, any stuff else like the Muppets from 2011 is because because by then Disney acquired the Muppets. And these are, only stuff that were actually, well, at the time, were both made under Jim Henson, well, except for maybe some of the earlier ones, but, well, back then, in the 70s and 80s, I think it was known as, Henson Associates, and then they renamed it to, Jim Henson Productions and stuff. So, these are, only the stuff that, at the time, were both acquired by the Jim Henson Company, prior to some of the ones, like the Muppet Movie and the Great Muppet Caper, which would be later acquired by Disney. So, these are, only stuff that were only, from that era, up until 2004. So anyways, that's it for my Jim Henson VHS Collection video. Oh, well, and also stuff that he was involved with as well, performance-wise. So anyways, like I said, that is it for my Jim Henson VHS Collection, like I said, and I will see you again sometime later this week. So there you go for today.